Okay, welcome class 5, and today we will start the communication. Till now we have completed how the diseases spread to us, what are the communicable diseases and what are the non-communicable diseases, and how they spread and how they come to us due to some non-communicable diseases are due to the deficiency diseases, lack of deficiency and some other organ failure, whereas the communicable diseases come to us through some kind of agents, and sometimes it comes to us by microorganisms like bacteria, viruses or protozoans, as well as sometimes we see that some kind of diseases, these diseases come through some kind of agents like air, water, direct contact and contaminated food and water. So these all are the things which spread these kind of diseases. So 2 MCQ was remaining in that part. So first one is see the page number 9. First MCQ question is what is caused by deficiency of vitamin A. So write the answer. What is the answer of the first MCQ? Night blindness. Very good. Devoshmi has given the correct answer. So the very first answer is night blindness. So here we will write, as the chapter name is given here, what is the cause caused by deficiency vitamin A? So 1A, night blindness. Correct this. And the second one is chicken pox, ringworm and measles spread through. So there are 3 options: air, direct contact and insects. Which one it will be? Yes, very good. Again lots of person written: Mohammad Ayan, then Shauroja, Srijita and Joia, they Azareen, they all have written. Shurodeep, they have written the correct answer. This is actually B, direct contact. Okay, so write it down. Direct contact is B, and here is the B is the direct contact. Now we will talk and we will discuss the ways how we can prevent these kind of diseases. So prevention of communicable diseases are given here, which we will discuss about. Okay. So the first point is given here. The various way to prevent the communicable diseases are: we should bath daily with the soap and water, so that when we are cleaning ourselves, that means some kind of microbes never enter inside our body. They will not harm us, they will not try to attack on us. So the first criteria is the personal hygiene. We have to keep ourselves neat and clean. Second point is the house should be disinfectant. How you can do your house disinfectant? How can you make your house disinfectant? If we will wipe the house, if we will just wipe the house with using along with the water, we will use some kind of disinfectant liquid like Lysol, phenyl. There are so many liquids which are known as disinfectant liquids, that in this way we can make the floor clean, and we can make our houses disinfectant, and sometimes we can spray that. Okay. So this is the way we can make our floor and house disinfectant. And secondly, they have written drinking water should be clean and pure, and always use filtered and boiled water. So we know filtered water means when we are using any kind of filter like electrical filter, or sometimes manual filters are given here, but it is to be suggested boiling water is very secured and good, because boiling kills the germs. So boiling water is good, or if you are filtering the water, it should be from RO or any kind of filtration which is through the electrical or through the ultraviolet rays or ozone. So these kind of water, these kind of rays can kill the germs or the harmful germs and the infectious diseases. Okay. So we have to secure our water, that is very much needed. Now next one is the surrounding should be neat and clean. Water should not be stagnant in the surrounding because it may become the breeding ground for mosquito and the flies. So keeping ourselves clean doesn't mean that I am cleaning my house, I am keeping my wardrobe, I am keeping my shelves, I am keeping my kitchen clean and the diseases will not enter inside our house. If our surrounding is not clean, if in our surrounding there is a stagnant water, if in our surrounding there is a garbage, then naturally the insects, the flies and the mosquitoes, they will visit all those things, and when they will enter inside our home, they will carry these kind of disease causing germs along with their wings, along with their legs. They will make our water, they will make our food contaminated. So we have to take care of our surrounding also, not only our house, our surrounding should be neat and clean, and we should not allow, any time we should not allow the stagnating of the water. So what is this stagnant water? Stagnant water means the water which is not flowing. If the water is in the river, if the water is in the lake, then it's okay. But if the water is in the surrounded area and which is being not covered, like sometimes we keep our coolers outside, sometimes the unnecessary pots are being filled with the water, and they are being filled with the water in the rainy season, and somehow the water is there. So in this stagnant water, what will happen? Mosquitoes will breed. They will give the eggs, and these mosquitoes will breed. And you know, mosquitoes are very much dangerous because they spread lots and lots of diseases. So we should be careful that the water should not be stagnant within our surrounding. So not only our house, we have to take care of our surrounding also. Clear to you? Now yes, drinking water should be clean and pure, as well as we have to be careful about our surrounding, that there will be no water should be stagnant, no water should be collected in any pot or any kind of vessel, because this water is actually very much dangerous. Mosquitoes and flies will breed over there. Breed over there means they will increase their number. The mosquitoes and flies will give the eggs on this stagnant water, and they will ultimately changes into the mosquito, and they will spread lots and lots of diseases. Understood? Next one is garbage should always be kept in covered bin, because the bin is, if the bin is uncovered, then again the mosquito, insects, flies, they will visit on those garbage. They will visit on those garbage, and they will carry some kind of disease causing germs, and they will carry it to our home also. Next, the children should be vaccinated timely against diseases like tuberculosis, diphtheria and hepatitis. So vaccination is a very important point, because vaccination is a preventive way, or vaccination is a very effective way to prevent us from any kind of disease. Okay. So children should be vaccinated for some diseases. Yes, it should be very much important. So what kind of diseases? Communicable diseases can be prevented by this vaccination. Do you know what is the vaccination? Vaccination is not a particular type of chemical. It is not a particular type of any kind of chemical or medicine. So what is vaccine? Actually, when vaccine is given to our children, that means some dead germs or feeble germs is introducing inside your body. That means within the injection, within that medicine, there are some feeble germs. Feeble means weak germs, okay, which are not strong germs. So the weak germs or the dead germs are being introduced inside your body. When once these germs get inside your body had that capacity to produce some kind of substances called antibody, and this antibody is actually a immunity against, to fight against these germ causing diseases. Understood? So our body is producing some chemicals, our body is producing some kind of substances inside our body which are capable of fighting against these diseases. So why we are introducing this feeble or weak germs inside our body? Unless these feeble germs will enter inside your body, your body will not respond, your body will not produce any antibody or any kind of substances which can fight against these diseases. So introducing these feeble germs are very necessary. So the vaccine is very necessary. When once these feeble germs goes inside the body or enter inside your body will respond. They will produce a specific type of chemical, a specific type of substance which are capable of fighting against these diseases, and those substances are called antibody. And you can say these according to this vaccine, your body becoming more strengthened, they are producing immunity to your body so that your body can fight against the diseases. So introducing these vaccines are very, very much needed and important for your body. Clear to you? If any kind of yes, if any kind of confusion inside your mind, you can ask me about that. Okay, now yes, there are different kind, and each and every vaccine, suppose I am taking MMR vaccine, I am taking polio vaccine, I am taking diphtheria vaccine, that vaccine will produce particularly antibody inside our body about that particular disease. So all kind of diseases causing germs should be introduced inside your body or enter inside your body so that they can produce antibody and immunity inside your body against those diseases. Clear? Okay. Now, what is this polio? I have explained you earlier. What is polio? Can you tell me, Devoshmi, Audriti, and there are so many, Shauroja? I have already explained you what is polio. Can you explain me what is polio? Okay, what is polio? Polio means paralysis of our walking area, or you can say legs. So the person who is having the polio, that means that person become paralyzed. Okay, so the children should be given the polio vaccine. Clear to you? Next one is prevent polio, means you are preventing the person from any kind of paralysis. Next one is DPT. DPT is 3 diseases are there: diphtheria, pertussis, and tetanus. What is this? What is this diphtheria? Diphtheria means infection, or you can say this affects our nostril area and this throat area and this neck area, and this due to the inflammation and due to the these kind of a flap like or the membranous growth come within our neck range in the diphtheria, and this is very dangerous because a person become unable to breathe properly. So this is a very dangerous disease. Okay, next one if we'll talk about, that is after diphtheria, pertussis, that is tetanus. Do you know what is tetanus? Tetanus means muscular contraction. Okay, so when a person is having muscular contraction, that means his body comes contracted and that relax, and then contracted and then relax. So in this way the body become having lots of muscular pain, and it seems that person is being jumping. Okay, so it is a contraction and relaxation of the body, or you can say it is a type of muscular contraction inside the body, that is in the tetanus, and it is also very dangerous. It comes to us due to the rusted nail and the rusted iron particle. If enter inside your body, that causes tetanus. Now next one is MMR, again measles, mumps and rubella. So what is measles? You know, rashes all over the body and inflammation, and it comes to us due to the from the air. So we should have to be careful about this kind of problem. And second one is mumps. And we know what is mumps. Can anybody know what is mumps? In mumps, there are 4 salivary glands actually. 2 in the upper region of this and 2 is here. So just beneath this ear, there are 2 salivary glands, and here are 2 salivary glands. So mumps means inflammation, and the salivary glands become swollen up, and it causes a loss of pain, and due to severe cold and cough, the mumps generally occurs, and it is also very painful. Your whole face become red and it becomes swollen up. Okay, next one is rubella. Rubella is also a kind of fever, and in this fever the person become feverish, and that is malaise. What is this malaise? A person do not want to do any kind of work. He does not want to do any kind of work, and lazily he will become so lazy because his muscles will not work properly, and it is a kind of rubella is also a very dangerous disease. So these all about the diseases against which we have to take the vaccines, and the vaccines producing immunity inside our body, and the antibody substances which are capable of fighting against this disease. And I hope next generation maybe you will get the COVID-19 vaccine also, isn't it? So the vaccine against the corona disease you will get in the near future. Right now they are giving the vaccine to the persons who are 45 up, and then next we will get 18 to 45, and after that I hope you children will get this vaccine, isn't it? Okay. Now next if we'll talk about hygiene. What is hygiene? Hygiene is series of good habits, or you can say keeping ourselves neat and clean, keeping the surrounding neat and clean is called hygiene. And we can again divide the hygiene into 2 parts. One is a personal hygiene, another type of hygiene is a social hygiene or the community hygiene. So at first you have to keep yourself neat and clean. You have to maintain the personal hygiene. Then you will then only you can keep the surrounding also clean. Actually, somebody told, Shruti is asking, many people are sick after getting the vaccine. Right, you are. As I told you, when a person is been vaccinated, that time body is producing a substance inside the body. So during production of this type of substance, or during production of the antibody, your body will respond something fever or aching of the body, and that is very necessary. That means your body is responding well against that vaccine. If you are not having fever, if your body is not aching, that means that vaccine is not working well inside your body. And some people who are having already some respiratory problem, some kind of other problems, maybe they are suffering a lot, but having fever and body ache is very normal in the vaccine cases. If you will take the vaccine, these symptoms will come. If these symptoms will come, that means your body is responding normal and good. Okay. So suffering is obvious, and because our body is producing antibody, so this kind of fever and this kind of aching is natural. Okay. Now next, I was talking about the hygiene. We should, for our personal hygiene, we should have to take bath each and every day. And next one is with the soap and water before eating food and after going to the toilet. We have to wash our hands with water and soap. Next, we should bath daily to remove dust and dead cells and germs on the body. So everyday bathing is very compulsory and needed, because you don't know, everywhere we are sweating, no? And on these sweat, dead cells are there, some germs are there, so washing them is very compulsory and it is needed. We should brush our teeth twice in a day so that our teeth will become neat and clean. Next, kitchen, floor, toilet and bathroom should be cleaned with disinfectants, because if we will wash them and wipe them with disinfectant like phenyl and Lysol and any other kind of disinfectants like Savlon, then only the microbes will not attack in your kitchen. If your food is safe, that means 50 to 80% you people are safe. We all are safe. So we have to take care of our cleanliness in the kitchen. Okay. Next one is, we should always keep the food properly covered. So if we will not cover the food properly, then I told you the flies and other microbes which are visiting here and there in the garbage, in the dirty places, they come and visit on our house. They sit on these food items, and they carry the germs, dirt and dust along with their wings and with their legs. When they are sitting on this food item, that means they are leaving those germs on the food item, and these food become contaminated and dirty. And once when we are taking these food, that means we are eating those germs, and we will become food is contaminated, so we will become diseased. As I told you, the diseases come to us through contaminated food and water also. So we have to take care of these kind of things. Food should be always covered with the lid, and the food we have to take care that food should not be kept uncovered. After making the food, it should be covered properly. Next one is, there should be wire. We should always keep our surrounding clean. As I told you, if the surrounding is not clean, if the surrounding there are so many garbage and these dirty things are there, our houses are not safe and good. So we have to take care of them. And our windows should be wire meshed, because wire meshed windows will not allow mosquito and other flies and other insects to come inside our home, and there will be a safety of our house. But wire mesh will enter the sunlight, and this sunlight is very necessary for our home. We know sunlight kills the germs, and the things are become dry inside the house, and we know moisture always are responsible or growing some kind of disease causing germs. So if the things are dry and good, sunlight is coming inside your home, that means your house become disinfectant and it is safe for you. Understood? So up till this we have completed. Now the rest 3 parts, that means exercise, adequate rest and posture, in the next day I will take, because these all are, and after that I'll take some questions of the, not some, all questions of your exercise. One more thing, Edward Jenner, a British doctor, invented a vaccine prevent the smallpox. Because of this successful vaccine, now this smallpox is eradicated from our society, from all over the world. What is this eradication? Means nowadays you can't see, nowadays you cannot see the this disease is smallpox, because it is completely cured from our society. And I'm again requesting everybody, don't record the class, you listen it, and if you don't understand, you can go through the YouTube channel and you will find it there, and very soon we will upload these in the e-portal also. So no need of recording these kind of classes. Okay, and thank you. Have a long day, have a nice day. Please Shoroja is writing to the Shruti. So Shruti, why you are recording these things? Please don't record. Recording is not allowed in the class. Clear? Now the next day I will take the class and I will finish this chapter. This chapter will come in your PT1 exam. There are lots and lots of questions, and I will give you lots and lots of extra question also. Okay. So till that, goodbye. Have a nice day, and please give your attendance. Thank you.